Hi, everyone. I'm Barry Stagner, and this is his channel Newsbreak. Israel is preemptively bolstering its defenses over fears that Iran may retaliate against an ongoing series of attacks on its proxies in Syria and Iraq that have been attributed to Israel, Army radio reported Tuesday night. Citing unnamed sources, the report claimed Israel was focusing its defense capabilities on harder-to-detect low-flying cruise missiles and drone strikes, unlike high-arcing ballistic missiles that are easier to intercept. As tensions escalate in the region, the IDF has been on high alert, and the Security Cabinet will convene for an impromptu meeting next week, according to sources. Last month, citing several Iranian, Western, and Iraqi sources, Reuters reported that Tehran had dispatched missiles to its allies as a backup plan in case Iran was attacked by the United States or Israel. The missiles, of which were said to be in the dozens, were intended to send a warning to the U.S. and to Israel, especially following several airstrikes on Iranian troops in Syria that analysts have attributed to the Israeli army. According to the report, the missiles have ranges between 200 and 700 kilometers, saying Israel's densely populated city of Tel Aviv and Saudi Arabia's capital of Riyadh were within striking distance if launched from southern or western Iraq. Earlier this week, eyes have been on the Syrian-Turkish border as the U.S. pulled its troops from the region, but at Israel's request, U.S. President Donald Trump said he would leave a small contingent behind. The pullback of the military presence by Israel's biggest ally has been a key concern for Jerusalem, and Israeli leaders have been outspoken on their mission to defend their country against the Iranian threat. Hong Kong's legislature has formally withdrawn a controversial extradition bill that has sparked months of unrest. The bill, which would have allowed for criminal suspects to be extradited to mainland China, prompted outrage when it was introduced in April. Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets, and the bill was eventually suspended. But protesters have continued regular demonstrations, which spiraled into a wider pro-democracy movement. It is the worst crisis for Hong Kong since the former British colony was handed back to China in 1997. It has also presented a serious challenge to China's leaders in Beijing, who have painted the demonstrators as dangerous separatists and accused foreign powers of backing them. The proposed bill would have allowed for Hong Kong to extradite criminal suspects to places it does not have an extradition treaty with, including mainland China, Taiwan, and Macau. Critics of the planned law had feared extradition to mainland China could subject people to arbitrary detention and unfair trials. The bill's formal withdrawal meets only one of the 5 key demands emphasized by some protesters who have often chanted 5 demands, not one less, in Hong Kong street. Connie, a 27-year-old protester, told Reuters news agency the movement was too little, too late. There are still other demands the government needs to meet, especially the problem of police brutality, she said. Carrie Lam, the embattled Hong Kong leader, has insisted that other demands by protesters are outside of her control. The protests, which began peacefully, now often descend into violent running battles between Hong Kong police and hardcore demonstrators who have vandalized shops and hurled petrol bombs at security forces. Well, we do know that there will be nation rising against nation, ethnic tensions and wars and rumors of wars all around the world in the last days, giving us our reminder to keep looking up.